Hi everyone, Bandanner here. I hope you're all doing well. A very Merry Christmas to everyone who celebrates this today. Should be Christmas Day, unless something goes horribly wrong with putting up this video. And happy holidays to those who celebrate in an alternative manner. Welcome to WARNO League Season 0.5 once more, and today we are with Mix and Toff for their second game. Mix today playing as the 8th Infantry, Toff as the 3rd Armoured, proper American Civil War going on here. They will be playing on death row, so both good divisions for that, both have plenty of heavy tanks. Let's have a look through Mix's deck. So straight away into logistics, we can see there is the Mutt command. We've seen this a lot in these 1v1 decks. You get 3 of them, and having numbers of commands is so important. In this deck though, we only have 1 card of the M35 supply and 1 of the UH-60 supply, so a little bit less supply than we've seen in a lot of these 1v1 decks. Then in the infantry tab we have 2 cards of mech rifles. I will note they are not ranked up. Obviously the risk here being they get panicked very quickly. Mech rifles are an incredible squad because they have all of those machine guns. However, not ranking them up means they will get panicked very quickly. So you get more of them, more firepower, but how long do they last in a fight? Engineer's Flash, 1 card of those. Obviously don't come in ranked up in the grand scheme of things because you're just using them for the flash launcher, so you don't tend to worry if they get panicked, because once they've whiffed off their flash launcher, they can probably get out of that fight anyway. Then we've got a Jaeger commander in here, 2 cards of Jaeger, an MP Patrol M67, a Fireteam AT4 and a Humvee, mech rifles law in the M113A3 Dragon, so an extra ATGM of sorts there, and then a card of TOW 2 launchers. In artillery, just an M270 MLRS. Then in the tank tab we have a card of M1A1 Abrams, ranked up, 2 cards of M1A1 Abrams, only at trained, aka not ranked up. That's a bit of a surprise. Again, it's unusual to see non-ranked up heavy tanks because of how much the panicking and the low cohesion, affects their ability to engage with other tanks. So interesting to see if they're called out how they perform. The M1 Abrams there, again, not ranked up, but they're more just to fill the gaps. The M60 is in there as well, and the M1 Abrams command tank. So we do have a fair few commands spread about there, 7 in total. Then in recon we have the LRS, the Jaeger auf Clara, the OH-58D Kiowa, and the M150. Then in the AA tab we have the Stingers, Pivad, Chaparral, and Eyehawk. Then in the helicopter tab we have the TOW Cobra and 2 standard Cobra cards. And then in air tab we have an F-16 Fighting Falcon, the F-111F laser guided bomber, and the A-10 Thunderbolt anti-tank. Let's have a look at what Toff is bringing to this one. Toff coming in with the 3rd Armoured. He has the Mutt CV, some familiar units we're about to see, I guess. 1 card of the M35 supply, 1 of the UH-60 supply, and 1 card of the Hemmet supply. Then for infantry we have the ITOW, we have Engineer's Flash, mech rifles, again not ranked up. In fairness, in this particular division you don't get as many infantry, so people tend to rank stuff up less. Then we got the Fireteam AT4 with the Bradley, also not ranked up. We got the Engineer's Dragon, we got the Fireteam Dragon again in a Bradley, and then we have the Fireteam AT4. So some similar units, similar ranking perhaps between some of those units. Then in artillery we've got the Mortar and the M109. Then in the tank tab we have 2 cards of the M1A1 HA Abrams, 2 cards of the M1A1 Abrams command tank, and then we have 4 cards of the M1A1 Abrams ranked up to veteran. So interesting to see how they perform here if they go toe to toe with the unranked up M1A1 Abrams from the 8th Armoured deck. Recon we have scouts in the scout vehicle. We've got the M150 again, and we have the Bradley. Anti-air we got Stingers, Chaparrals, and Pivads. Pretty standard there. Helicopters we have 2 sets of the standard Cobra and 2 Apaches. And then in the air tab, we've got 2 cards of the F-15C Eagle, 1 of the A-10 Thunderbolt AT, and 1 of the F-4E Phantom Cluster. So, some similar units, some slightly different units, maybe a little bit more air power in the 3rd Armoured, obviously. Let's see how that pans out in-game. Here we are in game number 2. Mix 90 over on the left in blue, playing as the 8th Infantry, and over on the right in red we have Toff playing as the 3rd Armoured. Let's have a look at Toff first. So, scouts over this side, heading up into defensive positions in those buildings. We've got an M150 heading up to the edge of here, covering for vehicles down the roads and on the open area. Got some scouts in the middle, heading into the... Oh, going into the tree line here, and then the vehicle coming over this way. Scouts here, heading to the top of Alpha, into that building. And then the M150 pushing up here. Bit close range, perhaps, as it's going to be near whatever comes up that side. Looking like an M67, interestingly. Which, obviously, the M150 won't be much use against, as it's not a vehicle. Got a Stinger here and a Fireteam 84 in a Bradley heading up this side. Something's getting out here and something's getting out up here. I imagine the Bradley will be here and the Stinger's in the buildings. Got an ITO going up here, going into this building in the center point. In the middle we've got Stingers, Fireteam 84 ×2 in Bradleys. We've got an M1A1 Abrams. We have a command... and another command. So we've got a MUT command there and an M1A1 Abrams command. So I'm assuming the Abrams is going to come up here and then into Alpha, and the MUT is going to come up here and then across to Charlie. I'm guessing at the moment, but I think that's how it'll be done. And then everything else is just going to spread around in the center. And down here we have another Stinger, which is going to go up into these buildings there. So a good spread of units right across the map, not particularly pushing aggressively at one side or the other. Let's spin around and have a look at Mix. LRS going up into... Oh, wow, that is a hell of a forward position. I was expecting it to be going up there when I saw into this building set here. But it's actually going all the way up to these buildings. Okay. That is very far forward. Jaeger auf Clara pushing up into that building. And some more Jaeger auf Clara also pushing up to the same place. So these are going to the same area. Okay, so that's fairly aggressive in the center. Jaeger auf Clara here going a little bit past the point. Not too aggressive though. We also have some mech rifles law in a Dragon coming up here. Again, just pushing to the edge of the point. And here we have an MP Patrol M67 and the mech rifles just pushing up into here. And again, right in front of the point. Really wants to make sure that Toff isn't too aggressive there by looking in a sort of aggressive posture himself, perhaps. Over at this side, we have the MP Patrol M67 and a Jaeger heading up into these buildings here. That will definitely cause issues for the M150. We've got a Stinger that's heading over to that side as well, into the tree line just behind the buildings. And then here at the very back, we have mech rifles law in the M113 Dragons again. An M1 Abrams, a Chaparral, and a MUT CV. The CV is going into Delta, then Echo. Not coming into the center at the moment, so Toff might get an early bonus in points here. Obviously, again, though, looking pretty aggressive. Lots of units moving up to these buildings at Toff's side of the point. This should be an interesting start. Let's switch over to the controller. Early combat, likely to be the M150 at the top, getting killed by an M67, I would think. And then whatever happens in the middle in those buildings. I don't expect it to be any combat at the bottom, but we will see. I think there'll be standoffish at the bottom for the time being, neither player having a huge amount to push with. Again, we're seeing this general spread across the entire map. We've seen that quite a lot recently. We've not seen anyone do the very aggressive push at one side, like down here through to the other point. It's been a little bit more regular in their dispersion across the map. We've got the LRS are in position, already engaging on the scouts as they come in. LRS pushing up there quite aggressively. The scouts are still in their vehicle. Oh, they're out now. I hear a jet in at the back for Toff. See what that is. There's an Eagle. It's going to do a strafing run. Want to be careful with that bad boy, though. Skirmishing happening at the top. Surprisingly, a little bit of skirmishing happening at the bottom as well. The scouts engage on the Jaeger auf Clara. M67 engaging on the M150 there. M67 engaging at the top of the map as well. I'm just going to turn around this way so we can see everything. This is getting stressed out but not hit yet. This is being pulled back. That's now being pulled back as well. LRS do manage to win the fight with the help of the Jaeger auf Clara in the middle there. Reinforcements arriving in the center now for Toff. A little bit of skirmishing across the entire line of contact here then. Oh, Scout's not faring very well over at this top end either. That M150 is still in play. Not looking great for Mix in the middle here. A little bit of a mess. Later guided bomber coming in. I assume going to go for a kill on the command tank. Yes, indeed. Doesn't get the kill, though. Eagle is in, going for the laser-guided bomber. Fighting Falcon is on the Eagle. They exchange fire. Both will have to evac, but the laser-guided bomber does go down in all of that. Oh, the Fighting Falcon went down as well. The anti-air got it on the ground. The Stinger caught it out as it went over. Couple of expensive losses for Mix there at the start of this game. Bit of general exchanging across the map. Oh, not great down there. Mix being pretty aggressive now, has realised there's not a lot in his way. The Fireteam 84 pushing around the back, but the scouts are dead. The command is being moved out the point. Probably being brought to the middle so that the Abrams can be pulled out completely and repaired. Certainly some expensive losses for Mix, but both players still holding firm in the centre, and this fight here did not end well in the grand scheme of things for Toff. He lost his Bradleys that were there. He lost most of the infantry, I think. Reinforcements are on the way. The M150 did die here, by the way, but so did the M67. The MP patrol with the M67. Mix being very aggressive all across the map. He's just pushing absolutely everywhere. He's almost into this point here. There's reinforcements coming in and a command tank coming in that way. He's being really aggressive here as well. He's just keeping that pressure on. He knows he's got the advantage on the ground. Or at least he feels like he does. And it certainly seems to be paying off at the moment. He's losing the odd unit, but he is taking ground. Obviously, reinforcements slowly arriving for Toff, though. But this is some very good aggressive play from Mix 90 here. Gotta say, I am impressed. You play aggressively like this at great risk. If you mess up your aggression, you could lose everything and then be counter-pushed. So, you know, this type of play can be very, very risky. At the moment, it's paying off. Fighting Falcon coming in there. We'll try and deal with that Cobra. The Cobra obviously mincing stuff over there, though. There goes the Jaeger auf Clara. Fighting Falcon coming in, though. Cobra may go down here. Cobra does go down. Fighting Falcon gets out without being hit, as the Stinger's already dead at that side. Cobra in the middle, getting hit by the Chaparral. Cobra will be very lucky to survive here. He's trying to evac. The Fighting Falcon's coming in for it as well. It's definitely dead. 2 Cobras down in quick succession. Not ideal for Toff. He's looking a bit more stable in the middle now, though. He's managed to clear out some of Mix's infantry. As I said, the aggression sort of paid off. He did make ground, but he was doing it with fairly damaged infantry. Infantry over here still managing to have a foothold in here. More reinforcements arriving at that side for Mix at the moment. Reinforcements arriving for Toff as well, but it's looking not great for Toff down there at the moment. Up here, kind of mixed. Here comes one of those Abrams from Mix's side. Those mech rifles pushing up quite far. Stunned and panicked now from a shot from the M1A1. Jaeger are obviously the same, but the mech rifles, perhaps a little bit too far forward, are firing at the Abrams and actually managed to get a hit, even though they are panicked. Unfortunately, I doubt very much that those mech rifles are going to survive that fight. If they stay in range of the M1A1. I think they're trying to pull away now, moving into the buildings. I just want to move us over to the other side of the map slowly. Bradley there taking fire from the M67 that's arrived. Command tank coming in for Mix there. Mix very stuck in that corner right now. But not badly positioned. Managing to take out a lot of units here. And there's the command in the point. The counter command has moved back in. The mutt is back. Needs to make sure that's somewhere safe though. There is these Fireteam 84 moving around the back. There's a jet coming in. This could be the cluster bomber coming in for the M1 Abrams. What is that Mutt CV doing? It needs to get in the tree line. That is a cluster bomber coming in. Veers off at the last second. Must have lost eyes on. MP Patrol pushing up, but surely dead. It's on 1 pip of health. Fireteam 84 pushing in as well. Nick's still not looking horrendous here. Cluster bomber coming in, going for the command. Oh, it was not a bad strike. It was obviously a blind strike. Managed to do it a bit of damage, but didn't get a good hit. Mech rifles managed to clear up there. With the help of the Bradley coming in. Over at the other side of the map. Toff looking a little bit more solid. He's got quite a few units there now. Those mech rifles need to get the hell out of there, really. They need repairing. Abrams command back in here. Back to +2. Mix will now catch up and likely... Oh, no! M150 goes down, but at the same time it kills the command tank. Toff will be pleased with that. Dead command tank. A lot of points. It's a good exchange. Very curious at the minute where the kills and losses are. I wish there was a counter on the screen so we could actually see the kills and losses in terms of the points. Really would love to know that at the moment. Cobra in here at this side. Laser Guard bomber coming in as well. The mech rifles did die over on the right of the screen there eventually. Jaeger of Clara coming in there. Fighter coming in. Yes, an Eagle coming in for the Laser Guard bomber. Laser Guard bomber, what's it going for? Probably the Abrams command. There we go. Yes, and the Laser Guard bomber is down. That's all the Laser Guard bombers out of this game now. Cluster came in there. Not sure what it came in for. There is a dead Stinger. Cluster goes down to the Fighting Falcon, though. Fighting Falcon taking a lot of fire, but not enough to take it down. Pivads did do quite a bit of damage to it, though. Credit to the Pivads. So, Toff regains control of that side of the map. Lots of reinforcements coming in over there. Obviously, the risk now would be Toff could counter-push. He has enough infantry there. He has the Bradley. He has a command. He could counter-push and take this point. And I think that's exactly what he's doing. There go the infantry. Over at this side, Mix tried to get up on that M1A1, I think. Ito over at this side moving around to try and get side shots. Looking so-so in the middle. What is going on behind me? Oh, that's sneaky. Those Jaeger that were dropped off, I think, early in the game managed to get all the way around the back there. I'm not sure if they got any kills, but they have been dealt with by the Cobra. I can't see any wrecks on the road around there, but that could have been nasty. You have Clara here getting hit. Oh, Toff has stalled. The reinforcements are arriving in that point. Mix is going to be able to defend. You've got to go in so hard and fast when you do a counter push like that. Obviously, again, you are risking. You are doing an attack and assault. But you hope it pays off. This was a good positioning choice for the Ito. It has managed to get round and get a nice shot on the M1A1. Will take fire back, though. Probably wants to get out of there now, but not bad at all. You have Clara pushing up on this Abrams. Oh, Ito goes down. Unfortunate. That is very badly damaged. And it is marked. Mix knows where it is. Mix's reinforcements have arrived at the edge of that point. That means it will be more of a challenge for Toff to push in there. Obviously, the ideal situation is you get there before the enemy, lock down the edge of the point, and then the enemy has to deploy over here. And then there's a bit of time for you to do some damage to them. In the center, it's a bit mixed. I feel like Toff is still caught very far back in the edge of that point, and obviously Jaeger Alpha Clara pushing around that side. Some jets in. There's the Thunderbolt coming in. What's that going for? Possibly the tanks. Nice shot. Gets a kill on the Abrams. Takes a lot of fire from the AA though. Oof, that was a lucky Thunderbolt. Surprised that didn't go down there. Over here. Toff's push going so-so. Fireteam 84. Mostly dealt with. These Engineers Dragon unfortunately were caught out in the open field, so weren't getting the protection bonus from the forest. Again, the same is going to happen with these Fireteam 84 and the Engineers. They're stood out in the open. They needed to be in the forest. It's not looking great for Toff in the middle, I've got to be honest. All of this side now controlled by Mix. Mix kind of controls the top as well, even though he's only got one unit up there. And, you know, Toff is hanging on by a thread in the center. He is making some progress down here. Where did the command go? I have this strange fear that the command is burning here somewhere. There was a command jeep in this point and it's now missing. I assume it's one of these burning wrecks, unfortunately. Must have been killed. Yeah, there's an M1A1 command tank coming in to replace it. That's unfortunate. Obviously tried to push it up with the units there, but it got destroyed. Toff has succeeded in getting in this point by overwhelming force, but the middle is not looking great for him at the moment. Look at the push here from Mix. He's all over these units. He's looking for that command tank. All those infantry, Fireteam 84s pushing through. Reinforcements arriving, including Fireteam 84s. Funnily enough, for Toff. He's coming in hard, but those Bradleys are getting way too close. Bradley's immediately annihilated. Bradley's a great fire support, but you cannot get them that close to 84s and things. They're just going to get minced. Pivads and the Abrams pushed in here in an attempt to protect the command tank. But this is not a good exchange at the moment. Look at all of these units getting mangled. Cobra's called in at that side. There's only one Stinger there. The Cobra's clearing up those infantry. Stinger trying to deal with them. And that's everything at that side dead. Just not enough AA, unfortunately. Good call in by Mix there. Cobras were a good call in. Another two Cobras coming in as well. Easily deal with one Stinger. 23 minutes, 50 odd seconds left of this game, and it's looking rough for Toff right now. It feels like it's been a bit of an uphill struggle so far. He's hanging on in there, but I'm very worried about what these Cobras are about to do to the center. I'm looking for the anti-air. And I'm not seeing it. That sounds to me like an MRLS system. The Eagle's coming in for the Cobras. Fighting Falcon's coming in for the Eagle. MRLS all over the command tank, and the command tank is down. Eagle does get out alive, but badly damaged. Doesn't manage to get any of the Cobras, I don't think. Oh no. One Cobra went down, I apologize. Eagle comes in, gets another Cobra. Evacs immediately. Risky business. There's quite a bit of AA down there. But Toff is out at this point. Currently a +3 to Mix. And the exchanges have not gone well now. Certainly looking a lot better for Mix at the moment. Though there's nothing in Mix's point over there. And there it is. The M1 Abrams command is pushing up. Oh, it stopped. I thought it might just charge into the point and cap it. There are reinforcements coming in for it now. Jaeger coming in to reinforce that point and hold it. But of course, Toff doesn't know there's nothing there. The beauty of hindsight, we know. Chaparral goes down to the Cobra. Cobra badly damaged though, still taking fire. Oh no, I thought it was taking fire from the mech rifles, but I think it's okay now. Not looking great back here. Do we have another command coming in? We do. We have another M1A1 Abrams command tank coming in for the center. Mix currently trying to lock that down. Lots and lots of Jaeger coming in. Fairly cheap infantry, but good for just holding positions, scaring off people who are trying to push those positions. In that situation, they don't need to be ranked up. They don't need to do anything fancy. They just need to sit and look scary. Lots of chaparrals coming in at the back there. MRLS was an expensive purchase, but he could afford it. He's been exchanging well. That poor command tank over there on its own. Reinforcements being called in so you can try and do another push, but obviously it will be defended by the time the reinforcements get there. Very unfortunate for Toff. He's worked hard this game, but Mix has just exchanged better. I thought early game when those two jets went down, some nice exchanges for Toff, but on the ground it's not gone the same way. Remains +3. Victory in 13 minutes for Mix. We've seen turnarounds before, but Toff has a lot of work to do here. Mix obviously settling into a very defensive position at the moment. Locking everything down. Now that technically is to some extent to the advantage of Toff, because if he can build up enough units and aggressively push one area, then he should overwhelm what's defending that area. However, it doesn't always work out like that. Some people are very good at maneuvering their forces. You've got aircraft to worry about and helicopters. M1A1 immediately annihilated there by all of these units sat outside this point. And that's a nice opening for Toff. He can push up that way. Needs to be very careful with those tanks going near the forest though. Cobra coming in immediately gets whacked by the Stinger. Looks like Toff is going to try and push multiple positions. That has its advantage in the fact that you're trying to stretch your opponent out to worry about multiple areas. This command tank is going on its own here. in the center of the screen. Having second thoughts. Wait, is that reversing in? Oh my god, I think that command tank just reversed into the point and immediately got taken out by the Jaeger. Wow, that was devastating. It certainly looked like it was reversing. I may have to redo the replay to this point and just zoom in on it to double check that. Certainly looked like a rear shot. That was nasty. M1A1 also pushed in the forest here, took a lot of damage at the other side. The push is coming. One Jaeger standing in the way there, I think. Or not. Yeah, just the one Jaeger getting ripped apart by the Cobra. More reinforcement arriving, though. This assault has failed. The Jaeger have held this forest. This assault here mixed again. What is happening with those mech rifles? The mech rifles are stood out in the open. One of them's already panicked. They really need to be fighting from in some kind of forest line, so they get that bonus. Or even in the building. Still, +3 to Mix. He's holding well here. The loss of that command tank in the center was not good for Toff. Not good at all. And he's simply overwhelmed now in terms of the numbers that he's got to face off against here. Lots of Jaeger. And I don't think Mix cares if he loses the Jaeger. He's just throwing them out there, letting them attack stuff. Look at all of these Jaeger coming in. I mean, it's just Jaeger after Jaeger after Jaeger at the moment. Cannon fodder to some extent. I hear Thunderbolt going in for a strafing run on those Jaeger at the side here. Veers off at the last second. Didn't even go for the tow Cobra there. Eagle coming in for the Cobra. Didn't fire any missiles, just used its guns. It's taking fire from everything in the middle, and down it goes. Thunderbolt flying across the middle. Just got hit immediately. There still feels like there's a lot of units on the field for Toff. But I'm just not sure he's got enough to push into this center point at the minute. He's managed to get into that corner. He's moving tanks around to try and go in there as well. But there's a command in this side point now for Mix. He's got plenty of infantry in there. He's got the tow Cobras covering it. And there's just one Stinger down here again providing AA cover for Toff. The MRLS is going to fire. At what is the question? Oh, over here to stop anything that's moving into the point. I mean, can't fault it. It's good positioning. Certainly going to catch that command Abrams at the bottom there, potentially. May also catch his own Jaeger. Yeah, that's nice hit there. Good positioning. Another Abrams command tank has arrived. We'll be pushing into this corner. I don't think that MRS fired its entire load. Oh, it had some left from last time, I think. Perhaps it only fired half last time as well. Not certain. Command in the middle, back to neutralize, but Mix with that big advantage in points now. 14 minutes left of this game. Toff has a lot of work to do. And his push down here seems to have stalled a little bit. Certainly those engineers flash outnumbered. As I say, I don't think Mix cares too much about the Jaeger. I don't think he cares if they die. He's just using them to soften the enemy up. Thunderbolt takes a hit from the Eagle. Eagle takes hits as it goes past and it goes down. That's an unfortunate loss of an Eagle. Did scare off the Thunderbolt though. Abrams looking badly damaged for Toff in the center here. Abrams looking badly damaged for Mix as well though. But those scouts are certainly overwhelmed by all of these Jaeger. And Mix is holding firm over here with more reinforcements still coming in. That Abrams command tank takes a hit from the Jaeger. It's panicked. It's reversing back. Abrams versus Jaeger in the forest does not end well for the Abrams, as we saw at this other side of the map. Mech rifles here engaging on all of these infantry. Reinforcements trying to push up from this side. That Abrams surely going to get a kill on the Bradley. Down it goes. "13 minutes left. And I just don't think Toff has the units needed to be able to take this back now. Another loss of an M1 Abrams in the centre there. Tow Cobra's coming back in the middle as well. Chaparral engaging on them. And the Stinger. Unfortunately not landing any hits at the moment. That is some unfortunate misses. Mortars coming in on those infantry now from Toff's side. Cobra taking fire from the Stinger over here. Cobra is engaging on the Stinger though. These Tow Cobras pulled away. Scout vehicle pushing up here. Engaging on these mech rifles. You know, if you zoom out, in terms of red and blue, it's not looking quite as horrendous as when you're zoomed in for Toff, but still, there's a lot more blue on the map, I think. Stingers coming in to try and deal with those Cobras now. Lots of tanks coming in for Mix at the moment. Still bringing in infantry as well. This Abrams command tank just cannot get near that point. Look at how badly damaged it is now. It's turned into a rough old uphill battle for poor Toff this game. After some good early exchanges. Flash here doing some serious damage to the Jaeger now. Oh, this is nasty. MRS in this corner. I think he just killed one of those Stingers that just arrived. In fact, I think it might have killed both Stingers, but only one showed up because I don't see two Stingers down here. Lots of damage done there. Lots of units being killed at both sides right now. The Flash actually died over there. I have no idea what even killed those Flash. I thought they were doing pretty well against the Jaeger, but apparently not. Mech rifles barely hanging in here. That command trying to push back in, but I think this could be game over. Toff realistically hanging on by a thread at this point. Both players played very well. But it's a struggle to push back in when you're out of multiple areas. Do hear that A-10 flying around. Still +3. 2 mech, 6 minutes to the victory, but look at this, he's all the way up to the edge of the point. The tank's pushed up, there's the kill on the command tank in the middle. Thunderbolt goes down from Mixer's side. And there's the surrender. Commiserations, Toff, very hard fought. Well played to both players, but congratulations to Mix on winning the second game as well. Kills to losses, there's a difference, but it's not massive. You can see how hard Toff was working that game. Fighting Falcon, Abrams Command Tank did well. Jaeger auf Clara did well. Abrams was doing well. The Cobras did very well. The Cobras really cleaned up that far side of the map. The smaller point. Jaeger auf Clara doing well. There's lots of standout units over here. Even the MRLS did well. It did get both those Stingers. And the mech rifles. Over here, Command Tank did well again. Eagle did okay. 2 laser guided bombers. Abrams, Cobra. Pivads did well. Look at all the Cobras the Pivads got. And if we just have a look through the kills and losses, you can see early game. You know, there was a good exchange back and forth. Both players doing well. And even at this point, you know, although there was quite a few losses, it's sort of balancing itself out in blue and red. Lots of blue dying there. But then we kind of switch into this period where there's a lot of red compared to the blue. The Cobra's coming in and doing a load of damage. But mostly at this side you are seeing majoritively more red. Ignoring the Jaeger. Because they just felt like cannon fodder at that point. A rough uphill battle there for Toff. Very well played to you both though. That was a good game. Jenny was impressed when Toff managed to get back in a couple of times as well. Not easy. Very unfortunate for that command tank though. That seemed to go in the point back over. Let's have a quick look at that if we can. I will cut it out but I'll try and get to the point. Here it goes. It's going in. That was forwards. It's turning round. It's reversing in. Oh no. Oh. Why did it turn round like that? Because it was going in forwards. I assumed just because it was so close. I'm very confused why it turned its back to that side. Yeah, that was super weird. Oh well. Thanks everyone for joining me. Please do like, share, subscribe. I hope you have all had a great day. And I'll see you all soon for some more Warno.